next, we're going to welcome John Nebel of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Chapter 22.
Good morning. My name is John Nebel. I'm a business representative, union organizer for IBEW Local 22 and the president of the State Council of Electrical Workers. For about 20 years, I was an electrician. I was a builder. I was out here building the streetlights, building the buildings like this, and I got kind of tired of it, so I decided to move into more of a role of union organizer. The long and short of that is I find ways to get workers and bosses over their difficulties and get back to work. So that's what I do. But today I was asked to develop a budget for working families or working people. When I think about that, I had to think about two different things. One, what is the state currently doing to help working people? And two, what do we want the state to do to help working people? So looking at it, what are they doing now? Of course, we're funding education, K through 12. We got that covered. We're doing a good job on that. I think it's $2,900 per household gets kicked up, and we spend about $16,000 or more per student. So it's a good return on our investment. It doesn't cost us a lot on an individual basis. The other thing we do roads and we do fuel. We subsidize some fuel to make it stabilized and make it affordable. And then, of course, we have public roads for everybody to use, and that's in our public interest as well. And then, of course, professional stability. Think about unemployment insurance. The concept here is that if industry has a shakeup and can't provide work for all the professionals in the state, we can at least give them a little bit to maybe hopefully keep them around so they don't leave and go find work in other states. So we have them when the industry builds back up and we need those workers back. So those are the three things that I think the state does a pretty good job at helping working families cover. And so then I look at what can the state do, and so I think about what affordability looks for a family, and think about what a budget looks like for a family. The best way I know to find out what a budget should look like is go ask a banker. If you go ask somebody for money, they're going to say, okay, this is where I think you're spending your money, and this is how much I think I can give you because you're going to pay me back, right? So bankers look at it this way. They go off of a 50-30-20 rule, 50% on living expenses, 30% on what you want, 20% on savings and retirement to make sure you're satisfied for the entirety of your life. We look at the average family in Nebraska, and I want to emphasize on average here because a lot of times we go with the median. That is including the low-income people, that's including poor people and working poor. Today, I just want to talk about working people. So the average household in Nebraska pulls in about $100,000 a year. So that's the group we're talking about here. And I want to look at what it costs them to do that 50% side, the living expenses side of it. So if we break that down, living expenses include childcare. That's right now $13,000 a year for one child. Transportation in Nebraska, the bankers say that it's about $25,000 a year to get around in this state, have a car, to use the gas, to maintain that car and insure that car. We talk about housing. The average home and utilities costs combined in the state of Nebraska is $36,000 a year. And then, of course, the grocery bill is the other part of living around here, and that costs a family of four $21,000 a year. So if we add all that together, we're talking about percentages. This should be around 50% to be affordable. For a household of 100,000, you added all those numbers together, we're at $95,000. This is not affordable. This is not affordable for working people, and I think that's kind of the stress that's being put on folks. Is these are working people. These are people that make $100,000 a year. This is good money. This is supposed to be good money for us. We're supposed to be thinking like, okay, we made it. We can cover things. We got $5,000 left at the end of the year to do the wants and the savings, but we haven't talked about healthcare. We haven't talked about clothing. We haven't talked about even getting our kids into the next level of sports or whatnot. So we're really at a breaking point. And so The answer to question number 2 is we need the state to cover the gap between affordability and where we're at right now. We need to get back down to that 50%. So how do we get back down there? How do we do it? We asked our union member family, I said, okay, what is it that you want from the government? What do you want the state government to do for you to make sure your life is affordable? And we emphasize that we don't want you to tell us what you do when you vote for a specific person or a politician. We don't care about that. What we care about is what are the things that are keeping you up at the end of the day that you're thinking about, how am I going to make ends meet? What are those things that you need to be affordable? So they answered, and their answers mostly fit in that 50-30-20 rule. Of course, we asked them what their wants were, so they said they want a DoorDash avocado toast, they want retail gift cards to go shopping, they want Husker tickets. No, they didn't say that. But what they did say their wants weren't actually their wants, it was their needs. It was the living expenses side of things. So they said they want a plan that helps them cover ages 0 to 4, like we cover K through 12. They said they want to get to work. They want a way to get cost of keeping houses affordable when their wages aren't keeping up with the inflation of the valuations. They want a break from putting more skin in the game the way business gets a break for expanding their capacity. We're working harder. We're doing a lot more things. They want to see a little bit of a break for going the extra mile. They want to be able to take care of their families when they're sick. And of course, they want to be able to feed their kids. Those are the wants. And the last thing they answered was, it wasn't much of a want, but it was an expectation. They feel like they got a raw deal. They feel like the deck's stacked against them, and they depend on the state government to be the enforcer. The way they see it right now is regulators, their hands are tied, they're defunded, they can't do much. So really you need lawyer money to go after business to make things right. So that's the other ask, is we need to get back to regulators doing the regulation and enforcement of things. So we started looking at how does that look in practice? What could we come up with for policies that would satisfy these needs and make sure we could get back down that 50%? We've gotten really good at defending ourselves when legislators are trying to adjust laws and change some things. So we got pretty good at that. But what we've been missing is there's a whole bunch of other bills that are they're already out there and they're happening. They're just not being elevated. They get their committee hearing and they're not getting kicked up. They're not getting debated on the floor. So we looked at maybe these bills are already the answer and we just need to start elevating them. So when they say they want a plan that covers 0 through 4, like K through 12, LB 442, that would be that plan. That kicks down that household again, that $100,000 household pays in new income tax of $500, and they get public child care the way we do public schools. That's $13,000 is what we pay now per kid. We could pay $500 for a family. That becomes very affordable. They want to get to work that doesn't cost as much as their rent, or they want a way to get to work that doesn't cost as much as their rent or their mortgage. That transportation issue, $25,000. DOT says it should be about $15,000, 15% of your income. So let's start talking about public transportation. Let's get engaged in that conversation. LB 256, the Midwest Interstate Passenger Rail, puts us at the table when we talk about building out public transportation in this country. Nebraska will be involved in that conversation. We need to be there. They want a way to keep their homes affordable when valuations are outpacing their raises. Let's get LB 439 together. That's a property tax circuit breaker act. If your wages aren't keeping pace with the valuations, you get a tax break for that. It's not your fault that business can't figure out a way to get you competitive and able to keep up. So the state could come in and tweak that a little bit, keep us in our houses. They want to break from putting more skin in the game the way business gets a break for expanding their capacity. LB 28, LB 30, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. That's a little bit of a break. We'll take it. LB 602, the Delete Act. That's my data. If somebody is monetizing my data because they have the ability to collect it, that's still my data. We should have the ability to claw that back. And when we do that, then we now have the ability to monetize our own data. We can earn some extra income. It's a lot of money being spent on the knowledge and the passive data that's being collected on us. We should get a share of that. And then LB 710, the earned income tax credit expanding. Like, that's pretty simple. We work harder, we earn a little bit more. We should balance the scales a little bit and make it a little bit more affordable in the meantime. They want to be able to take care of their families when they're sick. We did something with paid sick. I'm not sure. I know it doesn't work for me, but it works for a couple people. We could do it better. LB 189, paid FMLA. Get you some paid time off to take care of you, take care of your loved ones, to make sure we got a healthier Nebraska. I think I heard a whole panel of people talk about that a little bit ago. They want to be able to feed their kids. We got kids going hungry and being shamed because their lunch accounts are overdrawn. LB 14 covers it. We did it during COVID. We found a way to feed kids in school. We can do it still. So think about kicking access to some federal money. There's a way to do it. The senator that introduced that bill has been introducing that bill for 8 years. It's time to kick it up and have that debate. We can't just keep introducing this thing and hearing the sad stories and then go, well, I wish there was something we could do. And we know what to do. We can do it. And then finally, this was more of an expectation than a want. They need to maintain that fair system. LB 75 is enforcement on tipped income. If you're losing money on tipped income, there should be a government entity that comes in and cracks that down and gets you your money. LB 447, if we're going to use public money to build our infrastructure, to build out our communities, we should make sure that the contractors building those things are upskilling the people on the jobs to become skilled tradespeople. LB 447 would ensure that the contractors building with public funds would then be training people all the way through to the skilled trade levels. Right now, that's not happening. And then LB 578, we are not a slave state, and that's minimum wage for inmates. If we incarcerate people, we're incarcerating them to rehabilitate them. We're not just trying to recoup our money here and get something for bringing them in. They're also trying to support their families, and they should be making a living wage when they do it, so their families can be taken care of while they right this wrong. And when they get out, they can have a little bit of stability and some dignity. That while they were righting that wrong, they were still able to handle some business inside. So they deserve a living wage while inside. And then LB 221 and 409 are just seats at the table. One of them, if the governor fails to appoint open board seats, we should have the ability to fill them. There's a reason why these seats are happening, and we need to make sure that we have those seats at the table. 409 does the same thing with working people. I think I'm about to get cut off. So I just wanted to say, all of these are already introduced. They have a fiscal note. So you asked what a budget would look like. Put them all together. $536 million would cover our wish list. And if you remember, we cut out about $2 billion in the last couple of years. So if you don't know where it went, maybe it's time to take a quarter of it back and cover our stuff. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Open Sky. Have a good day.